back, folks, to Let's Play Edna and Harvey, the Breakout. When last we left off, there is another screen that we can explore, which will hopefully give us a way into Edna's home. But before we do that, there's something that I missed on this screen over here, and that is using the new items that we have in our inventory on the moon. They probably won't do anything, considering the fact that the moon is a very long distance away, and Edna can't throw this broken house key that far. At least I hope she can't, but it's worth using them anyway. First, the broken key.
The damage doesn't look half as bad in the moonlight.
It may not look bad, Edna, but it's still pretty bad. And finally, the clay shards.
No, there is no water on the moon.
And never will be if people keep breaking their pots.
Indeed! Never mind the fact that they'd have to get the pot full of water to the moon. That's obviously the reason, Harvey. Now let's go this way, and finally to the back of the house, where we know from the tempomorphed that there is a way in. But first, let's see what we can interact with. We have this barrel, the door, the window, the moon, and some thistles. First things first, let us look at the moon and see if this moon is any different to the previous moon. Well, we know it's not actually different, but are there different interactions?
I envy the moon. It's so far above all this.
It seems like there will be some different things, so let's have a conversation with the moon.
Good evening.
You dare talk to me, Earthworm?
I'm sorry.
It seems like the moon doesn't want to have a chat. Can we manipulate the moon?
Yes. The light therapy is beginning to take effect now. Whoa.
And thus, light therapy was happening. I've no idea what light therapy actually is. It's probably something Edna just made up.
As if a man ever set foot on the moon.
I think you'll find that quite a few people have. Now let us use Harvey on the moon.
Look, Harvey. The moon.
That seems to be the same as with the other moon, so let's just see if using the clay shards gives us any different reactions.
No.
And never.
I think that's going to be exactly the same, so let us move on to the Barrel of Mystery!
This rain barrel is home to a myriad of water fleas.
Let us have a conversation with those water fleas. Perhaps they will give us a vital clue.
Hello? Anybody home?
Ahoy! Ciao!
Howdy.
Aloha.
Wow, quite an international crowd in there.
We could have a very long conversation, but it would seem it's not going to extend beyond greetings.
Yeah, I could use a bath, I guess, but it still has to wait.
I'd also not recommend bathing in that water. It's probably a bit grimy.
I think this barrel is inseparably connected to the surface of the earth now.
Nothing hitting it with the mallet a few times won't solve, I'm sure. After all, this mallet is unstoppable. But you're not going to give me that option. Harvey, what do you make of the rain barrel?
Do you want to take a bath, Harvey?
Ick! No!
And definitely not in that stuff. Polo mallet?
Mayhem! Yippee!
Behave yourself, Harvey. These are our things, not Dr. Marcel's.
No mayhem, Harvey. I know it's difficult for you to comprehend, but no mayhem. Pen?
Oh yeah! Let's scribble all over it and spread the ink around!
No, Harvey. We are home now.
I was just seeing if there were any different things to that interaction compared to the other times we've heard it.
If this is a pot, I don't want to meet the cook.
I wouldn't want to either. The cook is probably a giant.
I can do the dishes later.
And by later, you mean never, right?
Oh yeah!
No, Harvey. We are
That's the same, and I'm gonna presume this is the same as well.
Oh yeah!
No, Harvey. We are
That it is. Picking shears?
Mayhem! Yippee!
behaviors. These are
And that's the same as well. What about using the master key?
It's already cooled off.
It cooled off quite a long time ago. Antioxidant?
I followed the trace of rust straight here. This must be the source.
And now we shall obliterate the rust. Or rather we won't, because we don't have anywhere near enough antioxidant. Toenail?
I can feed the water fleas later.
And by later, you mean never. What about the shovel?
Mayhem! Yippee!
Behavior. These are.
That's the same. What about the pliers? We could slowly pry apart this barrel and get these rings.
Mayhem!
Behavior. These are.
Or we can't. Broken house key?
This wound doesn't have to be cleaned.
And finally, the clay shards.
This is how I used to model golems.
I remember. The golems used to trample on Alfred sandcastles all the time.
And everyone who says differently is a liar. But I think I can really use a bit of mud right now.
Ooh, have we changed the item? We have changed the item. We now have damp clay once again.
In the end, these gnomes were useful after all.
That they were. Now let us talk to what remains of the gnome.
Are you still grinning, you stupid mail-order gnome?
It's certainly trying to. Harvey, what do you make of this misshapen lump of gnome clay?
What do you think, Harvey? Shall I make another garden gnome?
Who are you? Where's Edna?
Edna's right here. She just wants to make another gnome so that she can smash it again. It's all the work that leads to the payoff of shattering it into even more tiny pieces. Now let's see if we can smash it with the polo mallet without letting it dry.
There. Now I have an impression of the mallet.
Now I think this is going to mostly be the same as when we use the other lump of damp clay.
I don't need an impression of the pen.
But it's worth checking just in case.
I don't need pot holders for kneading. I like to get my hands dirty.
Let us try using the pot.
The clay can be put into the furnace without a pot.
Aha! That's the game giving us a clue that we're going to have to put it into the furnace. And we know where there's a furnace in here. It's in the basement. We have to get there first, of course, but it is a good clue.
The pen that can write on that has...
We've already heard that one before. Pinking shears?
What's this? Good Lord, I can cut as often as I want to. This clay is indestructible.
I thought I'd just double check to see if there was anything additionally added onto that, but there wasn't. Now let's make a mold for the master key. Again.
I think I won't be needing another impression of the key for quite some time.
Let's hope you don't need one anyway. Antioxidant?
Contact with water notwithstanding, no rust on the clay.
Incredible!
Outstanding! Now let us use it with the toenail.
Yes, the texture of the clay is perfect.
Marvelous. Now let us use the spade, a new item.
This is not the right time to play in the mud.
When is the right time to play in the mud? Well, Harvey would say that it's all the time. And you'd have said that too earlier in the game, but now is not then. Pliers?
I've got the impression of a pair of pliers now. Now it looks like a fat butterfly. Now it's a lump of clay again.
And thus, we have the item we started with. And now it's time to use what we're meant to use on this, the broken house key.
I'll make an impression by pressing the individual parts into the clay. Great! It worked!
Hooray! Puzzle progress. Now we have a clay imprint of the broken house key. I think I see what's going to happen here. And unfortunately, it will require the sacrifice of the master key.
A key-shaped imprint. The way I made the impression, you don't even see the fracture anymore.
And that's the important part.
What was it again that I had to do with the key imprint?
The key imprint isn't going to tell you, but Harvey may.
Look, Harvey, I'm really getting better at this.
Cool! You could start a career as a burglar.
Yeah, either that or open a locksmith's workshop.
Or you could be a burglar.
No, I think the latter idea that Edna suggested is a much better one. But it's certainly something that Harvey wouldn't have expected her to stick with. Now let's try using the polo mallet here. Maybe we can smush this back into a wet lump of clay without the key imprint.
I I'd rather not. I'd hate to lose the imprint of the key.
You could always just make another one, but I understand.
No, this isn't how it worked.
No, it isn't. Pot holders?
I'd need a furnace first.
We know where one of those is. Pot?
The clay can be put into the furnace without a pot.
We've heard that one already. Signature?
The pen that can write on...
We've heard that one.
There. Just a few more decorations into the cast. Cool. I hope I didn't just ruin the imprint.
I'm sure you didn't. It will be absolutely fine. See? It is unharmed. Now let us ruin it with the master key.
No. The imprint of the key is way more useful.
That it is. What about the antioxidant?
The impression is completely without rust.
The same can't be said about the ideas of certain computer game developers.
Watch out, everyone! Shots fired by Harvey! Duck and cover! Toenail?
What am I doing here? Keep focused, Edna. You know how to do this.
What you're doing, Edna, is you're using everything on everything, as it's been through the entire game, and as it will always be through the rest of it. It is the point-and-click adventure game way, and let us continue with that by using the shovel on the clay imprint.
I'd rather not. I don't want to mess with the imprint.
Fair enough. Now let us use the pliers.
If I could choose between the impression of the key and the one of the pliers, I'd go for the key imprint.
I'll take what's behind door number 3.
Well, you've only found the zonk, I'm afraid.
And thus you got that, Harvey. I think Edna won by having the imprint of the key.
I'll make extra sure.
And thus we have made extra sure. Yep, it's still the imprint of the key. Let us look at the back door. It's probably going to be locked.
So this is where I live.
That it is.
Dad, are you home?
It was worth a try.
It will never be like it used to be, will it?
Let's try and open this door.
Locked.
That's not surprising.
It's already mine, I think.
But it's not in our inventory, so we shall keep trying to take it. Harvey, any ideas?
Do you remember, Harvey? I used to come through this door whenever I was called in for dinner.
Sometimes you even detoured through the mud first to leave tracks.
Shush.
Sometimes I imagine that was most of the time.
Maybe we can break down the door.
Oh, Harvey, this is our home, not any more than...
We've already heard that one. I imagine most of these are going to be the same as the front door.
Dad forbade me to scribble on the door.
But Mattis isn't here.
I wish he was.
We're not going to be doodling on this door, but maybe we can open it using the magic of pod holders.
Do you remember when we attached the immersion heater to the...
Yes, Dad wasn't...
That's the same as the front door?
Do you remember how we used to...
Yeah,
Well, it...
basic...
But it was a bump.
That's the same as the front door. What about trying the master key?
It doesn't fit here. How could it?
And once again, the master key fails in being the master key. It is the master of nothing here. Antioxidant?
It isn't rusty. At least, no more than it used to be.
That's not going to help us. What about the toenail?
Maybe we can unscrew the door.
You wish. This lock plays in a completely different...
That's the same. What about the shovel?
Maybe we can break down the door.
It's not any more than...
That's the same. Okay. Pliers. These are bound to work.
There's nothing in there that I can grip.
And my expectations were summarily thwarted. Time to use the broken key.
I will certainly not stick it in there again.
We haven't even stuck it in there once for you to stick it in there again. That's the same interaction from the front door, reused here. And finally, the clay imprint.
The key isn't ready yet.
Keyword, yet. Give it time, Edna. There's a window we can look at here.
I can see our kitchen. Wow.
It's probably quite grimy.
Hello? Anybody home?
No one, I'm afraid.
No, this one never opened.
Maybe we can force it open.
If only it were that easy.
If only. Harvey, any advice?
Can you make out anything in there, Harvey?
I'm a rabbit, not a cat.
You still have eyes. Surely you can see something with them that will help us out. Probably not, but it's worth a try.
Even using force won't get me any further.
Well, it probably would, it's just that you're not going to.
No time to scribble. I want to get in there as fast as I can.
But that is the fastest way, Edna. If we keep doodling on that window, eventually the window will be so full of doodles that it will cease to be a window and will only be doodles. And as we know, you can easily get past a pile of doodles. That is, if that was put in the latest patch of the game. I hope it was. Potholders?
I'll clean the windows tomorrow, first thing in the morning.
What?
We're home now, Harvey.
We've heard that one before. I was just seeing if there was something different.
No time to scribble. I want to get in there.
And we've heard that before, so let us try the pinking shears on the window.
Even using force.
We've heard that from using the polo mallet. Okay, Master Key, you've failed on every other thing that's locked here, but you will succeed on this window.
No, this one never opened.
Darn it. Now let us use the antioxidant. Maybe it just needs a bit of rust removal.
I'll clean the windows.
What?
We're home.
Nope, no rust removal will help us here.
Even using.
I wouldn't class using a toenail as force, but either way, it won't work.
Even using.
That I would certainly class as using force.
Even using.
And that too. Broken key?
It wouldn't help me here even if it was intact.
Fair enough. What about the clay imprint?
Dad tried to teach me how to do pottery. He had to give it up when a large portion of the clay ended up in Alfred's ear.
I wonder how that could have happened. Were you involved in that, Edna? I'll take that look as a definite yes. There is one more thing that we can look at here, and that is this group of thistles. They seem important because they're in a very particular spot, blocking that window.
The forest has reached Dunsinane.
And thus we must declare war on the forest! Edna and Harvey versus nature! Or we could just talk to the thistles and they'll move.
Just you wait. Your days are numbered.
Oh, very much numbered. As in, there's not going to be another one.
Why? To make thistle soup?
That sounds like a plan. I don't think it's going to get us any closer to getting inside, though.
I'd better get some tools.
That's quite sensible. Harvey, any advice on what tools? It's probably something in our inventory. It's not like we can go anywhere else and grab anything different.
I can't remember if these used to be here.
No. They'd still be stuck in my fur if they were.
He's not wrong. Thistles do get everywhere. Polo mallet?
This is not the right tool for a change.
It's not? I'm surprised, and also not surprised at the same time. It's going to be one of the tools that we picked up in the shed, no doubt. But which one?
Usually I would, but not right here and now.
What would you doodle on thistles? Now there is a question.
I won't even touch them with pot holders.
Not even with potholders? Those thistles must be lethal indeed.
No, thanks. I'm not really into salad.
Fair enough. What about putting the barkeeper's signature on the thistles?
Usually I would.
And I imagine Dr. Marcel's signature will be much the same.
Usually I would.
What about the pinking shears?
It would take me years.
I don't think we have years. What about the master key?
I need a different kind of key for this obstacle.
When you say a different kind of key, do you mean something that's not a key at all? That's probably what you mean. Antioxidant?
What's the old adage? Weeds don't rust.
That's one I've never heard before. I'll have to look that one up. Toenail?
I don't want to put fertilizer on them.
Maybe they'll grow so high that you can then just get past them easily, but we'd have to wait a long time for that to happen. I'm going to avoid the shovel. That one seems like the logical solution. So instead we'll use the pliers.
It would take me years.
Even the pliers are no match for thistles. Broken house key?
I will certainly not throw it into the bushes. Maybe I can fix it somehow.
Replace maybe with most definitely. Clay imprint?
I don't want to put fertilizer on them.
And before I use the correct item, I'm going to do something I forgot to do here, and that is look for a signature. First, on the moon.
This signature cannot be forged.
Fair enough. What about a signature on the barrel?
Oh, no signature to forge here.
0 out of 2. But surely the door will give us a signature.
Oh, no signature to forge here.
Okay, 4th time's the charm. Signature on the window?
Oh, no signature to forge here.
Last chance inventory item that's not actually an item. Signature in the thistles.
They sign with an itchy rash. I'd really love to have that ability too. Unfortunately, you have to be level 70 for that.
What? We have to be level 70? You mean to tell me I had to walk up and down the corridor in the asylum for 20 more hours to get to level 70? Why didn't anyone tell me that? Now we can't get this awesome ability that surely would have been useful for the remainder of the game. It just seems like one of those things that just allows you to bypass the final boss easily. I am the ultimate guardian of your memories and no, not the itchy rash of a thistle! Why did you grind to level 70? That doesn't make sense! So much time wasted! No! And then the weird apparition just disappears into nothing, and the super credits roll! As we all know, super credits are the things that roll once you get the super secret ending in any game. They're awesome! They have lots of sparkles and fireworks and people dancing the conga. I might have made all that up, but don't you wish that was true? Let's do what we're actually meant to do here, and lament that we're not level 70. Let us use the spade with the thistles.
Right. This will take care of the weeds.
And the weeds are gone, revealing the basement window. And so, folks, when we come back, we will open the basement window, and then get into the house. Maybe we don't even need the broken key. I say that, but we have this clay imprint. We're definitely going to need the key for something. Just probably not this broken key. Likely a new copy. Made from this. We'll find that out later. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.